Hi and welcome to another KWM tasting note with me Andrew. Today we're trying Meerlust Rubicon 2018 vintage, and this comes from Stellenbosch in South Africa. So you can see the map of Africa. South Africa is obviously in the south, and then in around the Cape winelands you have Cape Town here, and Stellenbosch is not far in from Cape Town. It's sort of just inland a little bit, and it's a famous place for people on their holidays down there to visit the winelands. Now, South Africa suffers a little bit in the sense that there's a lot of bulk wine comes out of South Africa. You see it a lot in supermarkets. People don't see value in higher end South African wines, I guess. But there's a lot of really good wine made in South Africa. A lot of really good quality wine, which doesn't get the plaudits that it really deserves. Now, this particular wine, Meerlust, was one of the sort of real forerunners for quality wine production in South Africa. It's owned by the Myburgh family, the 8th generation of which is Hannes Myburgh is the current incumbent. So they've had vineyards in that part of the Cape for 300 odd years or something like that. So people view South Africa almost as a new world country, but it really isn't. It should probably be viewed more like an old world country because it has such rich history to it as well. So there's a really interesting story about the Meerlust Rubicon and how it got its name. I'll read you a little bit from what they say about it. So, Alea acta est, the die is cast, Julius Caesar is supposed to have said as he led his troops toward Rome in 1447 BC. The crucial border of the ancient capital was the Rubicon River, and the decision to cross it marked an irrevocable point in history. I can almost say it. It would profoundly shift the course of Roman politics. There would be no turning back. So what has that got to do with Meerlust and wine? So Hannes Myburgh's father, Nico, was on holiday in Bordeaux in the 70s, and he realised that the Bordeaux wine region was very similar in terms of where his estate was based in the Erst River Valley in South Africa at the time. They had the similar geography, similar climates, but the wines were quite different. At that time, South Africa was all about single varietal wines. Bordeaux was more about blends. So he took the idea back to South Africa and came up with what is now the Rubicon, which was a blend of Bordeaux varietals, 70% Cabernet, 20% Merlot, 10% Cabernet Franc on a typical basis. And this is where the name sort of came from. So Nico and his winemaking partner Giorgio had already considered a number of names for the new blend when Professor Dirk Opperman from the University of Stellenbosch, a friend of Nico, suggested that Rubicon might be appropriate. The pair had, after all, crossed a new frontier and changed the way South Africans thought about red wine, as in the blends, Bordeaux styles. They had made a new frontier and there was no going back like Julius Caesar. And that's where the name Rubicon came from. I thought it was a really cool, interesting story as to how that came about. So I thought that would share that. So South Africa, very Mediterranean style climate in this part of it. Really consistent vintages in and out. Now this is 2018. This particular vintage was quite a warm vintage for Meerlust, quite a dry vintage, a lot of drought, small berries, small bunches. So the volumes were down, but the quality was really good. Now these wines are released at about 4 years old. This is 5 years old at this point in time, but they have a lifespan of easily 20-25 years, no problem. They will benefit from age. They also benefit from breathing. When you pour these wines out to begin with, you really want to give them time in a decanter ideally before you start to enjoy them, just so they open up and express themselves. So what does it actually taste like then? So Bordeaux blend, typically quite full bodied as this one is. It's got a nice brick red colour on the rim, showing a little bit of age on the colour spectrum. On the nose of this here, you got that initial hit of black fruits, or black currant would be classic with the Cabernet. Bit of plummy notes in there, but you really got an influence of the sort of cedar wood from the barrels in there as well. A bit spicy on it. Nice lifted, yeah, those cedary, leathery sort of notes almost going on. There's almost like a crushed rock going on in there as well. Bear in mind these are based on gravel and granite soils as well. It's maybe coming through a little bit on the nose. A lovely, elegant palate. Not too full-bodied, not sweet. It's really elegant, well balanced. Lovely acidity in there, fine sort of structured tannins to it. And a lovely long lingering finish. You get that slight creamy note coming through, but loads of ripe black fruit flavors coming through on it as well. Lovely glass of wine. Very elegant, very stylish and classy, should I say, South African red from one of the real founders of top quality South African wine. It'll be August now, and there is 10% off South African wines in store and online over the month of August. So call into the store, buy some South African wines, try them if you haven't tried anyone recently, just to see the caliber of what you can get out of South Africa for your money. You do get a lot of really, really good value, and you can see better and better wines coming out of South Africa all the time. So yeah, hopefully you will try Meerlust Rubicons 2018 or any of their other wines. They are all fantastic, really well made and classy glasses of wine. Until next time, cheers.